G'day guys and welcome to another one of my Digimon ReArise videos. Today we are doing a full gameplay showcase for Examon Yellow, or the new Tenacious Yellow Examon, who dropped with Milleniummon on the JP side in the most recent banner. So as always in our full showcase videos, we're going to have a look at his stats, his skills, and then we're actually going to take him in game and test him out in all of the game modes, Clash Battle, Underworld Dungeon, and of course PvP. As always, credit to Chortos2 from the Discord for all of these translations and images. What a ledge. Let's start with his stats. I'm already sorted by HP. These are just some Digimon that you'll see currently in the meta on the JP side. Also note, Heavy Leommon's back in the meta. Super interesting. So is Mintamamon as well. So is Crimsonmon and Chaosmon too. So it's interesting to see how the meta changes as they release new Digimon. Anyway, back to Examon. This guy's a yellow type, so we're expecting his defensive stats to be really, really good. Sorted by HP. Look at this, man. Look at this. He has 13,734 HP. Magnamon X only has 11,000. Heavy Leomon has 11,000. He has so much health, 13,000. And that only gets like more when we have a look at his passive later on. Defense, no, we'll look at his power. He's a yellow type. His power's not bad actually for a yellow type, 5,300. A little bit, or quite a bit higher than Magnamon X actually. Wargreymon X is around 6,200. So there's a comparison between red and yellow. Not too shabby, especially for a yellow Digimon. Defense, again, we have a new king in defense, 4936. Huge. 1,000 more than Magnamon X. Heavy Leommon's running 3,700. So monstrous stats, like especially defensive. His speed, he's actually not too slow. 25 for a yellow Digimon isn't too bad. But HP, defense, and even his power's not too shabby either. Stat beast. Now let's have a look at his skills. I think I could say this is the first good Examon that we've got in the game. We have a few, but the rest of them are pretty garbage. His main skill does 290 to all enemies, shortens buff by 5 turns, 80% chance to burn, which does 60% power. That is pretty good. 80% chance is ridiculously high. You're going to be burning anything pretty much without immunity. And 60% of your power is quite good as well. Your burn's going to be doing a lot of damage. It's all enemies, low multiplier, but that's what you expect when you hit all enemies. This is just to apply status, basically. And the 5-turn buff is a little bit of a bonus. That can remove a lot of those immunities before the burn applies, which is good as well. His sub-skill, 3 enemies, 370%, minus 60% to power and tech. So this is going to make the rest of your Digimon survive so much better, including yourself. 60% minus power and 60% minus tech is pretty good, man. It's only the 3 enemies, but it's going to make him even more tanky. If that wasn't enough, minus 50% to all enemies' power damage resistance and tech damage resistance. So a universal tech and power damage resistance debuff. 50% is pretty good. You can get higher, but not for both of them. I'm pretty sure that's the best universal damage resistance debuff in the game as a passive skill. 2 turns there, which isn't too bad for a debuff. 60% to allies, yellow allies crit rate for 2 turns. Very good, yellow support. 2 turns is a bit annoying, you can get dispelled quite easily, but nonetheless pretty good. That applies to himself as well, and gives himself a 5,000 shield for 7 turns. 5,000 isn't crazy high, but it's definitely going to be useful. I love his plugins. Block on his power plugin and HP on his defense plugin. More defense for his kit. More defensive utility. Super interesting. Really good defensive Digimon. If you can't tell, he's going to be debuffing the enemies, buffing your yellow allies. Just super cool, as well as applying a little bit of status. I'm really excited to test this guy out. We're going to start off with Clash Battle. I'll see you there. Okay, here we are in Clash Battle. This is the team that I'm running. I've gone a yellow Clash Battle team, which is pretty rare actually, but now that yellow is starting to get a few hard hitters, you can kind of run a yellow team. This is the setup I'm going to be using for my Examon for the rest of the video. All these target plugins, which give him 80% block, 30% crit if you factor in my those last 2 slot plugins that I've got there as well. So I've got, this team's not bad. It covers all offensive bases. I've got power buffer, crit buffer, power damage resistance reduction, or I don't know if there's any defense reduction. That might be the only thing that's missing. This guy is not designed for Clash Battle. 95,000. He is only skill level 1, which is something to consider. 95,000 with his skill and only 51,000 with his main skill. So don't expect gigantic numbers from this guy, especially in Clash Battle. As you'll see later, he's more designed for other game modes. Of course, he is a good support. Here's his friend. Ship skill. He is a good support for yellow Digimon. Like, pairing with this Milleniummon X with his huge damage, with that powerful crit buff, he's going to be doing a lot of damage, which is a plus. I guess he's a niche Clash Battle Digimon, but it's not where he truly shines. Alright, let's jump over into the Underworld dungeon now, see how he goes there. Okay, here in the Underworld dungeon, I'm going to make this as quick as possible. This is not his ideal situation. I'm going to spend more time in PvP. So, pretty standard setup. I got my Examon. Same with a huge block rate. Pairing him with Milleniummon X, who we know is really good in the Underworld dungeon. Wizardmon, a few healers, yeah, a bit of support, whatever. This is not where you want to use this guy. Like, he can. He has no status protection. He's got that shield, which is nice. He also has burn. But other than that, he's probably not going to be your top choice in the Underworld dungeon. I'm seriously going to leave it there. That's it for the Underworld dungeon showcase. We're going to jump into PvP now, where this guy is at home. Okay, in PvP, and finally we can utilize this new Digimon. This is a team I'm going to be running him on. As you can tell, I've got 2 yellow Digimon, which will make use of his passive crit rate increase. I've got a little bit of a mix of power and tech, but he does have that universal damage resistance debuff, which is really good as well. I'm also running red Ulforce just so I don't need to worry about speed, because this is a fairly slow team. Yellow Digimon aren't known for being the quickest Digimon, so Ulforce kind of alleviates the need for running too much speed. This guy and Milleniummon X are a really good pair. Hopefully we can get some wins here. Let's see how we go. Well, he won the speed battle anyway. So I'm going to start off with Examon's main skill, trying to spread some burn, which we did get. And now we should be able to use Milleniummon X to wrap this up. With that boosted crit rate, he's going to be hitting so hard, man. Like, so good. Power damage resistance down and that increased crit rate. Such a good combo. Really, really good. Alright, easy win there. Let's see if we can get a more challenging battle here. And we're up against... Ooh, okay. Not too shabby. Alright, we're able to take out that Rasenmon with our Ulforce. We've got the Heavy Leomon Taunt. Not that we really need it. We've got that shield. We've got so much block. We've got the burn off. Oh, and his passive didn't activate. So now that burn's going to... 8,000 burn, taking out the Heavy Leomon before his passive could even activate. Let's see, sub skill here. This should soften them up just a little bit. Ready to be absolutely destroyed by this Milleniummon X. Oh, 51,000 crit. So that plus, he has what, 50% from his target plugins. This is Milleniummon X anyway. And 60%. He's got 110, minimum 110% critical rate when you run Milleniummon X and Examon together. So it looks like they've finally given us a good Examon, which is great. Because the other ones, to be fair, are quite garbage. Look at that burn. It hits all at 80%. So good. So good. You don't have to worry about things like damage. Look at that. 8k ticks. Pair him with Shine Greymon burst mode. You're looking at what? 12,000 ticks of burn damage at 80% rate. It's kind of like, it reminds me of when Shine Greymon was first released and you could just burn everything to death. It's like that, but on steroids. It's so good. It's so good. Plus his defensive utility. It's so hard to take this guy out. Like 5,000 shield is not ridiculous. Pair that with his block rate. Pair that with the rest of his kit. Pair that with his power damage, his power reduction. He's going to be surviving a lot of stuff. So what can we do here? Another, only 3 burns there, but the Mitammon's going to be able to heal that up. So let's try, oh, he's still got a damage limiter. So I'm going to pop his sub skill first, soften them up, get them ready to just go nuts with Magnamon X here. Ooh, this is going to be a close one. Milleniummon with the taunt. I don't think they can win from this stage. No. No, they can't. Awesome. As you can see, he's going pretty well. Well, even in this video, this team is auto-friendly as well. Doesn't really matter. The 5-turn debuff on his main skill is really nice too. I've noticed a big difference when using that. Just kind of passively. Whenever it pops off, you notice a lot more statuses popping up, which is good as well. So there you go. There's my full gameplay showcase for Yellow Examon. I guess my final thoughts are Clash Battle, yeah, B tier. Underworld Dungeon, B+. PvP, or A+. A+ tier, I'd give it. Oh, leaning into S, kind of like a high A+. He's pretty good in PvP. Definitely a PvP-centered mon. You want to run a defensive team. Alrighty, we might wrap it up there. Comment down below, have you pulled Examon? Are you using him? What setups are you running him on? Are you enjoying him? Are you going to continue using him? I'd love to hear that. Or are you running like a Milleniummon setup? Other than that, that's pretty much it. I'm going to wrap it up there. Thanks for watching. Make sure you double check you subscribed and double check you've liked the video as well. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!